managed to find a few vials at least. Better than nothing. Ms. Asta, and several others.
Yes, I'm aware. How's the
Injury's fine.
I'm actually
Don't worry.
okay.
There's some excellent healers amongst the party.
Fair. What? Pretty bad.
Thank you very much.
I tried to stop it, that wasn't very quick though.
You did all you could. Don't worry. Things have been situated. No reason to dwell.
Oh yeah, are y'all fine? I thought that the vampires like all ran off last night.
We got blood.
That's good, right?
It's from rabbits and stuff.
Those yep, said.
I don't have a preference. That is blood.
That's the case. I've asked the vampires. Seems you have no difference in taste. Blood is blood, as you say.
It's not always
Really?
true.
I was about to say the dragon blood was different taste.
Wait, are you a vampire too? And I'm only finding this out now.
No, I just know from it being said to me.
Ah, okay.
There is one thing to dwell on. The man who would try to take our lives and get the information. You have no idea what able he was to confide in his superiors. If it's any news from the drow that's once in our party,
Very quiet.
the Dark Lord is able to see through his minions' eyes. It is possible whatever he saw has already been given to those of the army.
It also depends on which individual the person is. All of his minions don't have that ability. That would be far too taxing.
I'm not saying every
Very
single one
foot
has them.
soldier.
I'm simply saying it's an opportunity.
Exactly.
You have no clue if it's there or not. I guess all we can do is just act as if it were. Best to be overly cautious than underzealous.
But of course.
I think the best assumption is anyone we run into is likely going to have rather compassionate feelings towards the Dark Lord for one reason or another. So we should likely not go about telling them exactly what it is we're up to. If anything, we're just a bunch of ragtag travelers out on the road. Maybe I don't know, collective homes burned down or something. Stretch the truth. Don't tell them what's really going on.
Really, we've been nothing more than nomads wandering about. We haven't exactly given much of a care to, watch our words and heed who are around. And bluntly, most people we find aren't exactly much for words to begin with. Only recently have to start trying to play the part, I suppose.
It is
It's a
simpler
harsh
if
lesson.
you simply keep it simple.
Right, choice words, don't go into much depth. Oh, praise the Dark Lord.
Something like that. Until we don't have to, or, that would get us in
If
trouble.
anything, just don't even mention the Dark Lord. Why waste our breath?
Exactly.
Everyone knows him.
It's true.
The world works and all revolves around him, so.
But if it is anything, our party does have some notoriety already. The group that has slain a Dark Paladin has already gone around the world. Some people have brought it up since we've gone to other towns and cities. While it doesn't seem like quite half the faces of us recognize or the names, our excursion, nonetheless, has been gaining popularity. Or at least thereof.
I think just
Notoriety,
seeing a group of
perhaps.
weird people wandering just brings up like a lot of questions.
Those
Weird, and what
nomadic groups
component
aren't exactly super common.
of our delightful company is weird?
I'm not
Just
blind.
curious.
I know I don't look like the normal person. And we have
What do you
like,
mean? You look very atypical.
vampires.
Little
Yes,
sharp
there
around
it
the
is.
edges, but otherwise, you don't look like anyone else I've met.
Maybe with like 3 tarps. Alright.
We're certainly a harder group to blend in, but so is the case.
Oh, the time comes for negotiations. Just leave me in the back. I'm not good at lying.
Well,
I'm going to do some.
You'll get you killed out here, you know. Might be worth
Yeah,
working
I'm
on it.
aware.
He continuously complains about it, so I think that's going to be best that we just make sure that they shut up anytime that it is someone else that we do not trust immediately or approaches. Or else he's going to get us all decapitated in some shape or form.
Just make sure to get
Treat
a proper
everyone with potential
assessment of
threats.
whomever it is you're speaking to. And generally, I guess just don't trust them.
I suppose we just have been somewhat lucky most of the time. Anyone who does work with the Dark Lord tends to just attack first, questions later. This is our first time dealing with some kind of espionage, I suppose you could say. But still, good lesson. If there's any bright side to this all, harsh reminder.
Was about to say, if it was the first time, it's a lesson to be learned, so just take it as you will.
Imagine it will be more continuous as the days go on.
Yeah, I'm used to someone so normal. It's usually some bizarre cultist of an army of slaves willing to throw their lives away for, I don't know, even a mild hint of recognition.
Exactly. Usually their fervency is pretty worn on their skin. Otherwise, they
That's
seem to be
preferable.
typical. Easier when they're just bleakly and obviously set in flame.
There's a person on the wars.
You know, on your appearance, disguise magic does exist.
Hey guys, we got guests.
Guests have tightly
get-
oh.
There they is.
Nope, what we talked about?
I'll be quiet.
Salutations.
sorry,
To
yes.
whom do we owe the pleasure?
To fan sister.
I see. Well, if we had a fire, I would invite you to sit before it, but clearly we do not, so please, if you might introduce yourselves as such, I'm sure we would appreciate lowering any tensions in the air.
I'll go first.
Oh, I see.
Speaking of liches,
Undead?
So it would seem.
not entirely
Ah.
uncommon.
As I foretold. The name's Usambi. We are
Isambi.
mutual acquaintances of a familiar face, yeah. And this is Tor. They don't talk much. We have come to provide assistance here and observe. Take it as you will.
Assistance.
Observe. Observe what?
Y'all's great work, man.
Great work.
Might you elaborate?
Mutual acquaintance, sister, staying amongst you mostly, has pinged a interest in what you are doing. They are preoccupied with keeping a balance of sorts. We are all that they can provide.
A mutual acquaintance has sent to you two.
I see. I think.
Don't rack your brain too much on this, sister. It is not that deep.
It is a simple matter, yes. I believe the acquaintance in question might be Gaia, but I'm uncertain. Either that, could you a druid and all?
Possibly.
Remember? Actually,
Despite them
clear that
speaking in
up real quick.
circles, seems like they know the greater picture of our group.
It does seem the case.
Maybe you should clear that up first before we decide that we can start talking to them.
Does your travelling companion, Revna, know of anyone that might fit the descriptions that mentioned anyone of the sort?
I suppose now the time to make another call to allow others in.
For a while now.
I thought so.
Done it all before.
Luckily,
Though
Sam
again,
can
with
try
our
to
recent
deny the
display of
larger
what happens when we trust
traffic
somebody,
case, most likely.
I guess now we should be more wary.
I think she's still resting anyway.
If we're letting them in, I'm keeping an eye on them.
Of course, we would not want
they proved to be, of course, as we have on the
Agreed.
I feel like I've been forthright
Well,
this whole time.
Please, let us not stand so far apart with hands on hilts and all that manner. And come forward, we can all speak in a more civilized manner. Should you choose to do so.
If so, say, sister.
So you say your purpose in coming here on your tenure is to observe us? Possibly travel alongside?
Yes, man. Simple as that.
I mean, to be fair, we have quite a number of
May I
strains
beg a
that have
question
shared
here?
I suppose less fortuitous manners than this. My own addition was certainly worthy of speculation.
If you plan on following, you gotta help.
If you have a question, you may as well just ask
We
it.
don't have the supplies to feed 2 more mouths or 1 more mouth. I don't know.
Supplies will not be an issue, man, for us. Besides an occasional result of your work afterwards for me, man. We are very low supplying. We all have our secrets, man. In due time, we will reveal it to you. But as the balance calls, and as you have secrets, we'd like to keep it a little protected for now.
Gosh, more people eaters. That's good to know. You'll have to share.
You say you know of us, correct? You say you came to observe, correct?
Yes, man.
Mutual party, who is it? If we are both mutual, we could be aware of them.
What I'm trying to ask here is you've been following us, then, correct? Have you noticed anyone else then?
The ways we follow Mon, very few can travel. But no, we have not.
Are you? No, we've not seen anyone else following us. But as we may.
Actually, let's put a pin in that. Go inside if we're going to communicate further about that. If we're going to be expecting someone, better not do it out in the open. Indoors now.
I agree, Mon.
Oh, I didn't ask for your agreement. Don't leave them waiting. I don't trust them by themselves.
You know, they might read all his
I'll
books
stay
and
out here.
his table.
What a shame.
Terrible.
You're very guilty.
Alright then.
I think they're a little preoccupied right now. I don't know if we have to worry about
Well, most of the unreasonable people just walked in with them. Let's see who comes out.
Yeah, if we just recruited 2 more backstabbers, I'm not gonna let them do that.
2 more backstabbers. Like,
And now,
as far as I've seen, we've not.
and now most of the unreasonable people just went in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying no, because as far as I'm concerned, one of them's a fucking undead.
Is that a problem?
You're kind of speaking with amongst them.
You're sort of in the minority at the moment.
By that, I just mean as in those who turn them, like, undead. I'm not...
It was not. Perhaps some of it
digging
is
a
our
hole.
choice. Some of us have turned undead by choice. Some of has not been by force. You might be one to be a bit more careful.
Vampires do not count in that matter.
Vampires are indeed undead.
Okay.
It's fine.
If they're a necromancer, that's what I meant.
Necromancers can be undead or alive.
That's what I was referring to. If there is at least anyone that was turned undead by a necromancer, I don't have any quarrel with them. Because for the most part, most of the time, it wasn't from their want or anything. So.
And what about if it is a choice? If someone actually chooses to pursue such a life,
Isn't that
a problem?
Isn't that some place it is rather cultural to do that?
I live among these lands. That's at least common enough around here. You would be very surprised for how many people who have come up to me asking to at least make sure that their wounds were tended to so that they didn't have to be brought back to life from dying.
It is Erebus. Erebus, that is the capital of the undead. There, or at least ruled of a kingdom of most undead, where it is practiced there. We were not there not too long ago.
We're still technically in that kingdom.
That is true,
More
but we
on
were
the
within the
outskirts.
capital.
Not too.
Kingdom has seen particularly better days. Did you ever figure out what that ooze was all about? It was everywhere.
It's weird how they came from, not the road.
It was a secretion from
Perhaps they were avoiding it, same way we do.
What people believe to be an egg, but I would digress and instead say that it was in fact
they just kind of like appeared back there.
Apparently an amalgamation of some sort of homunculi.
Did I overhear correctly that the one with the Lich was
transform of
another vampire?
Zombified dragon, or at least
maybe
the creation of one.
They said they didn't need food.
Remember,
so
I think I spoke to you about it. That
Let me see.
it was interrupted in the process.
Because it could be like
a lot of its flesh was sort of
it's hard to
falling
tell.
off it.
I suppose we'll find out one way or
But
another.
the secretion was from the cocoon itself.
I see.
Some would say egg, but things both
How are you
from
faring,
old
Asta?
to young. This one seemed to be
Good. The shoes don't fit.
transforming
They
into
gotta
something.
fix
Therefore,
them.
Yes, there's quite a lot that we'll need to retailer.
Yeah, we really need to find something sooner rather than later.
Or
Do we have something?
or
It's just
any
we
sort
gotta
of
fix
insect,
it.
to be quite honest.
That's true.
Bees and ants
We'll sort it out for you.
sort of go through this metamorphosis.
I found some of his spare
Bees do that
clothes.
as well. I was not aware.
Some of them
Just
fit,
shove
some
my
of
head in
them
a hive
don't.
before the-
Whereabouts did you find them?
Inside.
Even wasps.
Yeah, alright, that works.
Solitary wasps.
I figured if he like backstabbed us, it's okay
Except
to
they
rob him.
sort of do it within
Is that bad?
body
It's
of
not like he's using
the
it. There's someone on the path.
Is that our Lich King or is that someone else?
I think it's the Lich guy. Yeah, it's his hammer. It's Lich guy.
Do we know if
This
it's
is the supposed Lich King then.
remember him carrying a blade.
I don't think that's him.
Who's that?
I think it is.
Oh, gosh, you're alive. Cool. That is good.
Yeah, this is hammer.
Okay, that's his hammer. Yes, that is indeed his hammer.
Okay.
Don't be too. We know that guy. Apparently, we know him.
We are
Apparently it's a good word for it.
Everything go alright in there?
questions, man. Questions that everyone has.
And threats.
Surprisingly, not this time.
Okay.
Don't worry, they'll come.
Are we supposed to trade them now?
Why is he just staring at
He
us?
looks confused by the new additions. And
I
Raven
think
is
he's talking
behind
to
him.
Ravenna.
Maybe give a soft wave? What was it again?
I'm not.
Usambi, man.
Usambi.
We could just get someone from inside to go get him.
He's a grown, undead. He's a king. Should be able to invite himself.
There you are, you slow bastard. Thought you'd gone and died again.
No. Not again. I'll soon be busy looking over my kingdom. It is in a current stable state.
Don't.
Stable enough. Well, there's still traitors inside the kingdom, one place or another, so, you know, enjoy that while it lasts. Some of us are in there speaking if you're interested.
Ignore it.
Otherwise, they catch you up on past details and events that have transpired.
Ignore it.
It's good to see you.
Ignore my heartbeat.
Yeah. Watch your head on the way in. Want to keep the tree in somewhat
No.
stable condition.
Not exactly alive.
What do you need?
To join you. What else?
That again?
To join you. What else?
He was going to speak with you.
He wants to go inside.
It's just the three of them in there. I don't want to listen to that guy blabber anymore.
Ravna, return to me. We need to still speak of my findings.
Oh, yes, of course. I've rather interrupted that with my wandering off quickly.
Okay. So I got plenty of this. This is the that the because no, you're a human and you're alive. You can that won't hurt you. Okay, so I was able to distill and sort of cook the green ooze in this speak into a solid form. It took multiple attempts, just boiling over for hours and hours on end, sleepless nights, and I was able to sort of refine it into a powder. So now this is the sort of dissolvent of sort of, how do I say, inorganic and undead material in this case. However, because it's in a powder form, even if you place it upon an undead, it will not react. It only is ever reactive in that way when it's in liquid form, when it's something more malleable, able to sink in everything. So even in this form, I could hold this and pour it. Let me show you.
How do you think his fingers are that long?
Not reacting at all. However,
so does it have to be absorbed basically by the skin?
Suppose
whatever.
liches and undead come in various shapes and sizes.
In a more active
Jealous.
and malleable sort of
No, I like my
in order
hands.
to react with something.
I like your hands
When
too.
something is solid,
I just was thinking,
has less
it's gonna be really hard for him to hold up like a quill.
That's just how the elements of
He must not need to.
solids, liquids, and gases go.
Maybe he does
Everything
have
always
these
has
other
its
cups, like
disadvantages along with the advantages, so...
Solids are a lot less reactive in that case, or at least generally, you know.
I was gonna say it looks like his hands lack muscle, but I think that's pretty normal.
The thing is,
Probably.
undead might see this as a sort of weapon to bear against it, as it was used to sort of bring down the fort that we were just at. But
right, subjugating the populace.
And it doesn't have legs.
What this can actually do is have medical applications to it. If it only eats at inorganic or undead material, or at least in this case, rotting
like
flesh, it can be used as a sort of dissolvent for corrupted or decomposing flesh. If someone were to suffer a severed limb, and we need to sort of amputate further and such to ensure that the rot does not spread, this can be used to save some more parts of them, like upon the wound. Only
you don't like a mystery.
The decomposing thing. Although it might be a little painful and tingly, it can save most. Again, the flesh stopping right where it's
just lay down in places that are dangerous like that.
I was actually kind of looking into something similar, but the inverse. Dark.
Eating only at human flesh?
Not so much that, but it might end up being a potential negative side effect. What sort of tests I've
Suppose we'll see.
thus far have consumed by someone
See if they
living
last.
acts almost as a poison, necrotizing flesh and similar things. It's still in early phases of development, but there appears to be promise that it could actually be used when consumed to heighten regenerative capabilities of those of the unliving.
Huh, I see. Well, I suppose that would be good for the some of us over here.
For some, yes. Not much good for the rest of us. Unfortunately, most of my alchemy doesn't exactly get along very well with a lot of the living. There's some things which do, but mostly it tastes terrible. Tendency to get sick.
The human consumption, or at least the living consumption, is a very picky thing. You sort of introduce so much as put dirt in someone's mouth, their stomach is going to sort of regurgitate and revile of all of that. So.
Yeah.
Better to stay away. Go for a walk, clear my head. See what's over yonder.
Are we gonna research the trees?
I've no interest in research.
Oh, thank God, I don't want to research trees.
Those already done yesterday, so.
Just going for a walk. Better than sitting around.
Better for it to be done not alone, at least.
I can agree with that.
You should be careful around the trees, though. They're known for attacking people.
Noted. I'm thankful they didn't attack me while
Yeah,
sleeping
one hit me in
against
the
one.
face the other day. I don't think we go that far.
The steep drop off.
very steep drop off.
We're gonna turn around
I
then.
can make it.
Nah, I don't. I would rather you
I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, no.
I'm an expert healer. The best healer ever.
I think you're a little biased.
He's kept you alive before I came along, so I can at least partially believe it.
It doesn't necessarily work. Not for me, unfortunately.
Right.
I suppose for the record, while it's just the three of us, I don't disagree with your take on undead. Vampire or otherwise.
Again, it's not supposedly anyone that is undead. It's mostly just those who turn people undead, for the most part.
I think we're all the same.
We can technically apply to any vampire strong enough.
And just because they can doesn't mean they should.
Exactly.
I was robbed of an
I
afterlife.
know how to turn people, but I don't remember really.
Well, I mean, at least so far, I trust you two not to be doing that, especially since you're both going out of your ways to hunt down rabbits and such to at least be able to keep yourselves fed.
Right. You should know that one of our party saved my life using her own blood. And it's a bit of an issue at the moment.
I see.
Should you ever not
Suppose I can
see Ravenna or myself for some time, it's worth looking in on.
Good to know.
It is not my desire to have her see her demise early.
Have you ever realized how this place is a bunch of flat areas and then these massive hills?
Yes. They're quite steep, be careful. Is that the path that we took to get here? Down below?
Maybe.
It is.
Great.
I mapped all the paths in my head.
Very good.
These plants are kind of a nuisance for things to be hiding in, aren't they?
They are really good for hiding, though.
They are. I do appreciate them for us. Not necessarily any enemies looking around. Are you a killer, Zeno? Oh shit.
Oh, someone stabbed.
I'm gonna grab you. We're gonna go.
Yep.
When we get there, put them down.
There's someone around. Be wary.
Yeah, we just
Yeah, you can tell.
Looks like he was pretty pumped.
We fire healing. Just documented yourselves.
Still.
Yep.
Fine.
I'm going to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, thank you.
That seems pretty big to worry about.
He
You can
disappears.
turn invisible.
I can mend myself, but thank you, Asa.
It only stops the bleeding. It doesn't mean
I know. Thank you.
I mean, the water ones inside.
Not involving any of this, but something else.
Be on the lookout.
No kidding.
Was it just one?
Yes.
Damn it!
That'll be an issue.
I can bust that into her.
Yeah. Do you need... I don't think here would be the best place.
The elements show.
It stops the bleeding. That's all. Plus here.
Literally could stop from getting worse. I think I want.
Fucker can vanish.
Are you able to stand on your? No, you can't. You have to like.
Shit, what the hell is it?
I think so.
Like, within thin air. Some sort of illusion magic of some sort, I guess.
Essentially a big soul, man. On your god.
We should stick back to back.
I mean, given the detail on what's happening, I recommend now, none of all times, to be sleeping. Excuse me.
Don't worry about her, man.
Need be, I can just light up.
She is the eyes, man.
The eye. This is still some.
I'm afraid to stop moving.
Mother Nature's living. Desecrating this cold.
They did stab us when we were walking.
There's one person not to worry about in this plane, it would be Thor.
See,
Some sort of breathing state by the time we meet her. Those that saw them, any idea on what we're dealing with? Size, person sized, December sized, what are we dealing with?
Similar to Hudson, I would say.
Yeah.
they seem
Or
physically
like
capable.
him.
Feats of strength, or are they simply just an assassin of some kind?
Manageable if we can even.
So
just
far
They
they've,
could disappear and
I didn't fight
reappear.
them really.
all they've
Seems
done
like
is sneak up
assassin
and
of some
stab so far.
I see. They're not too keen on them fight.
One that doesn't feel like the medicine passed behind us inside the tree.
Blade of the Shadow, man. Blade of
Let's
the
use
Shadow.
the inside as a safety point. There's only one entryway.
Right.
Well, if they're spending their time going around invisible, they're probably not the strongest person. A good fling will take them out.
And for all we know, they could be stabbing everyone inside.
Be found out.
The chance, but don't get your hopes up.
If Raven is still bleeding, I can't go in there.
I stopped the bleeding.
Fine.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, since I'm gonna let them know.
Yeah.
Rest in here if you need to.
Eyes up.
It's inside.
It's vanished.
Shit, you.
May not be in here anymore.
you see the door open whenever it came in?
Just focusing on healing.
Right there. Ice? Snow? Cold frost?
Fuck. It's outside.
An assassin of some sort.
It's bound to happen eventually.
Can anyone sense it either other way? I got good hearing and a good scent, but shit eyesight.
If it's invisible, I can't see it no matter how far it is. How close?
Keep a log. Keep a log.
Only we had some sort of powder we can spot across the floor. Something.
We have dirt.
Bond.
Dirt is the only good thing to go off of.
I didn't see it leaving any footprints outside.
Oh, it's not then.
What's in this little tail?
Paths, so kind of hard to tell.
Are you sure you're in any condition to start standing up?
I don't think I was laying on the ground to get it stopped again, that's for sure.
Well, laying on the ground is one thing, but like your wound is at least fully, like it's fully healed. Just.
Thank you.
Not
It went outside again.
Did it come in?
It was in here.
It did. He hasn't been back in recently.
You've got
Splash magic.
Stab me right in the stomach, the fucker.
Yep. It's gonna start forming, hurting it a lot. Okay, it's not that deep at least. Okay.
It's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep.
A bit longer. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Right. Worries. Unless you were not aware about, unless you did it, they've already done it. They have ice magic or whatever by the looks of it.
Wonderful. Alright then, I'm gonna track this bastard down.
Go get him.
God damn it.
I can jump it when the door opens.
Alright. Be my guest.
Great. Can't really tell when the door opens or not, I'd seen. Come on, we stick close to each other. And we stab at people who are on their own.
Right.
Doesn't seem like they can hit people when they're invisible.
Perhaps they're just intangible. I'll go stay.
Yeah, okay.
Can you take care of it?
I did, it still hurts.
Not to alarm the group, but if I was the invisible stabby type, I'd be going for the healers.
Does he even know which ones are?
The weaker looking ones?
Ouch.
Alright. Cool. No, it's fine. Very strong.
His eyes outside once more. He's not just dealing with some assassin, but they have some upfront fighting capabilities as well.
It needs to go physical whenever it's going to do anything, including going out the door.
Unfortunate.
I notice it keeps telling the people who wander off on their own, so maybe don't do that.
Of course, they can go invisible. Why not pick off the ones alone?
Exactly.
It's not always true. It just goes for the people that the people are least looking at. Mainly people in the back.
Come on, Mon. I know your work.
Surely we have no sanctity anywhere.
I don't like this, it makes me uncomfortable.
Castle felt pretty safe.
Perhaps this is the cause of that elf. If they did have some way to communicate to some higher liege immediately, maybe they're sending assassins now.
I was able to smell something when it was visible. As soon as it vanishes, the scent vanishes as well.
You think there's more than one?
Could be. Watch your backs.
Good call.
Good catch.
Good one, sister.
I do wonder if it's covered in something, if that could force its appearance. Or if it simply just disappear with the magic.
I think it's some sort of strange magic.
It was behind the tree.
I don't understand any of it.
Invisibility magic.
Do you think they would leave footprints?
I don't know. I can't even pick up a scent on it. I think it just completely
It
vanishes.
stops existing. Completely and
By the
utterly.
Lich!
Need more
Nice
than
shot.
that, Mon.
Appreciate it.
Plug me the hole, Mon.
An interesting
Don't worry, I'll
concept
be
for a
back
spell,
to collect.
actually. To completely stop existing.
I'm jealous.
Goes beyond just invisibility.
Sounds awful.
They completely hop to some other plane.
True invisibility, if anything.
That's the case. It's definitely a high-level arcane user. I think more aptly this can be described as intangibility.
Fuck's sake.
You believe that fits?
Alright, fixing. Fuck's sake.
Damnable thing.
And it has to go physical to interact with things, right?
Exactly.
The shadow,
Seems
Mon.
So we'll see if it goes through the door.
Last
Hey,
time I went through the
Hunter,
door,
man.
it was been physical. Been physical each time.
Status, injuries.
Fine.
Alright, good.
We'll find out here still. I imagine our injuries will be only more numerous as the time goes on.
I know.
Behind you, December. Specific lock.
We got a good few hits on it. How's your tail?
Fuck's sake.
It's more durable than human skin, but that's
It's not using its actual magic.
What do you mean it's not using its actual magic?
And back to the shadows.
We're
I
trying to
go.
lock its wells. It's not using their wells. They're using something else. Pacts.
Could be someone else's, perhaps.
Exactly.
Pact magic.
Go for my tail.
They'll lock you down.
Let's get rid of that lock.
He's recovering around the roots, Mon, when he moves. He's close. Spot him. And you're out.
Alright.
Are you going to get in there?
Yeah, no, I'm going back in.
That knife went directly into their abdomen. Okay.
They are wasting your fucking mana.
Who's behind the tree?
That knife went through my scales, so don't have too much faith in your armor.
2 for 2.
The roots.
He's
taking
using
cover behind the trees.
They may have a limited form of visibility, perhaps.
I agree.
Short range. Or he's using some kind of magic
Bushy.
stab. Sort of like mine, perhaps.
Are they fighting it?
I don't think so.
3.
Behind the tree.
Yeah, payback, man. Hug me for a hole, mate, man.
They can only be invisible as long as they hold their breath. Before they disappeared, they took in a big breath of air.
So, that explains
The requirements for the spell are clear. As long as they hold their breath, they don't
Yeah,
exist.
Asta just told us.
Oh, of course.
That means they're living, man. Not for long, though.
Yeah. Means we can tire them out.
I don't believe he can interact with anything without appearing either.
Make a recovery on this one, Lauren.
Why are they over there? Acting as lures.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Surgery.
heard, but it can only go intangible whenever it holds its breath. So.
There it is.
We tired it out. It'll be dying soon enough.
Get away!
It's probably going to fall back to the roots over there for cover, I'd imagine.
Most likely.
You okay?
Fine. Oh, sorry.
He appeared here and stopped of us.
Right between the ribs.
One game we used to play when we first started this journey. Sending the Lich to chase after us. I doubt we'll stay in one place for long anymore. If we keep on
Behind!
Seems like that has a slow speed to it.
Seems so.
No!
Lacking
Where are
that
you?
15 on the frost.
Shit. Unfortunate.
Did that get you when you were invisible?
Poorly. No. It's a teleport.
Come on. We're taking you inside.
Shit. Thank you.
shit. Alright.
Shit. If you're prepped, I can do it as well.
God.
Trying to think of what to do. I was thinking we can tire him out, make him use more breath. More he moves and runs, more likely he is to take that breath in.
I think they said that to aim for the lungs, and then if you get a good hit in, they won't be able to go invisible for as long, and then we can just
I could possibly trap it in the water.
No.
And if it tries to
By the
freeze the
roots,
water, it
man.
will
They
risk
caught him.
freezing itself.
You waiting for them to move again, man.
Yoxif?
Guessing he moved, man.
I'd really appreciate if all the meat shields had stayed close.
Eyes up, sister. He knows his targets well.
He's weakened though. I don't know if he can bleed, but if he could, he would be. Yeah, no, I do. I don't know if he could. You can do it, right? He's gonna be a problem for you.
don't really want to see you get stabbed in the sticking.
They're tapped in there.
I'll cover your face.
For emergencies.
This shit
Good.
It should not. It should not bleed anymore.
Play this your way,
If you
man.
get hit again in the same spot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hudson.
I suppose the best play we can do. I can at least get its frost breath at bay. My fire overpowers the cold.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spots they can stab where I can't reach, so I want to be running on you.
Avoid the blades if I can.
Right.
So expensive.
Should they attempt their frost
The
bath?
wall is useless here,
Let
so
it
I
clash
won't
with
use
theirs.
it.
And the
Don't
casting
need
that
to,
I'll
but
pay
my
them.
shield.
That'll be all of your moments to strike.
That's
Hopefully
useful.
the fire can overwhelm
The
it
range
enough
won't get
where
him
I
in
can't still
time, so I
manage
don't
to
need to
hold
waste
the
it on
fire
that.
small. Ideally, go for the lungs if it really is related to the
Going invisible isn't going to do anything for me, that's a waste.
Okay.
We all man. We all man.
You're really confident out there on their own.
It would seem.
Behind, man.
Not once more!
Damn it all.
Oh, that was bad.
No cycles gone.
I mean, you can stab many times. Let us mend your wounds. Properly.
I am
Beyond
mending
this, you'll be-
myself.
You told me before that it can't quite redo everything. You can just clot yourself, correct?
This clots the
I am
blood.
undead. It does not matter.
I'm bleeding out.
Oh, fuck, but it cannot lose the blood I have.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I got healed.
Remember that you have 2 vials on you, and I have 2 more if you need it.
Yes, it
is
is
healing.
certainly
I don't know what will happen.
I need to do this.
It is not worth your
Caught him
collapse.
vanishing from it, reappearing
Whatever happens,
near me.
I'll take care of you.
Check around there. Check around the roots, but 2 at a time and not
We
going
won't leave
alone.
you behind. I'll keep my eye on you. I promise.
If it's intangible, there's no way to leave behind a trace of it. Should an arrow be lodged in its chest, it'd simply fall off once it goes beyond again.
If I ever go down, just pour some of the vials in my mouth.
Going completely avant-garde.
That's what they want.
I
Understood.
should be able to heal off of that naturally.
Very well.
At the cost of it not helping my thirst.
Okay.
I also only have a few guests left.
If you drink, Will you replenish your casting?
No, but I can substitute blood for backlash.
You only know if that's worth it or not. I cannot tell you what the right move is.
I don't know. I would have to drink the blood, and I don't know if I would still heal people after that.
I could ask Zeno how much she has before you make your decision.
They're relatively tapped.
It doesn't attack when we're all fucked up. It's an opportunity killer. We send off the strongest on their own for a
again.
Oh, it's freezing.
We bait it out.
Likely some frostbite. Appreciate it. Fucking hell.
I need 3
number done on you.
Let them.
Fucking magic. Hunted may have a point though. When your loner comes out, at that very least we can guarantee we know where it will go if we leave one standing on their own. Someone who can take a hit. Once it appears on them to take that bait, we come from the woodworks and make our way with them.
It's done.
Can't risk him breathing anymore.
I'll be.
Oh, he's departing, man. He's departing.
Why can I move the fire so far away?
Big greedy, man.
There might have been a few of them and we wouldn't know, so perhaps we do not put our guards down? Guess not. Can we know of? Do me a favor. Look for any identifiable symbols. Anything that seems like a logo belonging to something. If he is an assassin, I might recognize where he's from. There's a few guilds. Oh, groups of bastards.
We'll be back, man.
Make use of it. It's not going to do much. It's low ranking at best.
Look.
Father's assassins.
Really? Checking the bodies at the clothes. Is there like a brooch or something on them that might show that they are belong to the Dark Lord?
There is a Assassin's Guild symbol, but not one you'd recognize.
What'd you find?
Oh, Your Majesty! The symbol, little
Yes.
brooch he's got.
Father's
The
assassins. Low ranking.
That's what you meant.
Shit then.
Shit.
You know what? No one else is gonna use it. I'm already an assassin.
It's one of ours to take it. Okay.
Oh, this big guy.
You should take it.
Bastard. Right then.
What do we take?
No one else is gonna use this.
Is it alive?
I'll be taking this.
Not
Dead, I'm pretty sure.
They're dead.
Is it undead?
Undead.
Dead body's being dragged.
That's what I'm
Drag your
asking.
body. Good, drag your body. Take its armor and its things.
One that worked personally with the Dark Lord, as far as Mithrin sang. This confirms this was sent by him and an army.
Everybody, holy shit.
I'll take what's left, Tor.
They're already dealing with it, so you're good.
Injuries.
Was the assassin.
Hi,
Apparently. Onto this
I've
little
been left
brooch.
unscathed.
on the tail.
Shadows on the dark line.
Spare your healing. You've done plenty enough.
Continue your work, Mon. It will be in just a moment.
Do me a favor, help me de-armor this. Gonna take his weapon, his armor. So if we ever need espionage, someone to pretend to be a Dark Lord assassin. Well, I don't think anyone better does the job than me.
That's the door right there, if you're wondering. That's the door.
It's been taken care of.
Thank you for your work in doing so, and your assistance.
Only one hit through the ribs, that's pretty good.
Blade slightly low quality, but maybe a little bit of sharpening. Cut through people pretty easily. Spare hood and cloth in case you need it. Good for covering up.
Oh right, yeah, you.
Yes,
Is that from the what? The wyvern?
Yeah, blacksmith made it a bit ago.
Injuries okay?
Very.
Just one.
Oh, fuck me.
My lower half is.
Are we to assume that there could be more?
After my history of
I got a few weak points.
Safe to assume.
What is he?
The Dark Lord used to send forces of us pretty numerously when we first begun this journey, and we learned of our existence. Over time, it seemed like he stopped caring. It was about after the time he showed his face in front of us and took our wizard. Since then, we really haven't had direct encounters with him and his liege like once before.
Exactly.
Maybe he lost track of us. I can only assume, now that we've taken care of his elf, that he's gotten word of where we are again, and sent this assassin. Mithrin, as far as he's saying, worked directly under him, this assassin.
Must have been.
Seems like he needs to choose better men.
Exactly. Apparently, as far as he's saying, it was a low-ranking one as well. So. Baron.
Very low ranking. Okay.
Very low rank, I see.
They are human.
Not disgustingly so, but it is not one of the humans.
I suppose it goes to show how much he puts the worth of us, that we're only worthy of a low-ranking assassin. And frankly, if that is a low-ranking one.
I was going to say, that's a bit worrying if that was a low one.
If that's the weakest he has to offer, and it did this much of a number to us. Perhaps he's not wrong in his aggression.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Could have been sleeping. Good thing they went after me first, too.
Yeah.
When
My lower half too, like an idiot.
probably fucked off after it got you, because it got me in the back as me, Lorelai, and us ever come back from our walk.
What are you playing with?
Brooch of his.
I think I might go sit down. My stomach kind of hurts.
Now I'm on.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how that works.
Well, we have his armor. I am a trained killer for hire. If we ever need anyone to go undercover.
I like that idea.
I suppose. I mean, I suppose, but as you were saying, at least, based on what we understood of his backlash, that like loses a finger to frostbite or something.
Just one.
With the breath.
We'll be alright.
Magic, so that's not a problem for me.
Unless you want to put it to use.
It's a low rank. It's not like the Dark Lord's got, I imagine, extensive files in every single assassin.
I meant wounds.
That is true,
I
actually.
know what you meant.
Okay, yeah, no.
Far too much work for people he's sending to his death.
Try to just
actually
fix it.
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah, you
you're
work
good,
on
man.
disguising spells. That's like a thing?
Well, yes. I am capable of making enchantment of one, though I'd require for necessary reasons.
Okay.
Actually, I require the magically inclined of us, Thiago, especially you. I want to check this. See if the brooch hasn't got some sort of tracker on it, maybe.
Good point.
That would be good to check, actually, yes.
It's got here.
There's the receipt.
Yeah, they're just inside. They're okay.
Good.
And it is being put into it. It's receiving some kind of, I guess I can only describe it as signal.
So something's tracking this, or this is tracking something.
Yes.
You said receiving, which means that would be it was receiving a signal, which means they have a tracker on us. Or the other guy we buried.
Yes. Mana's being poured into it. Which would likely mean it's currently telling us we'll be alright now. Or, at the very least, they know where the brooch is.
Where the brooch is, I might not be as extensive as to know whereabouts specifically and who.
I can't quite detect down that level to know exactly what magic's doing. All I can inform is magic is in fact being put into it. Something
That's
flooding mana from a location to that point.
That's at least what we wanted to know, so it's enough.
At a minimum,
is there a way we could
it knows where
follow
the
the
brooch
tracker
is.
to
At the
see
worst,
what it's
it knows where
following?
we are.
We also know they were using pact magic of some sort, right?
Right. I suppose that is possible, but again, I don't exactly have a very keen level of detection. Only just some for manipulating souls and mana for enchantments. All I can really tell is it's receiving mana, but an exact directional location, that's a bit more of an ask.
I could... I have a very far-fetched thing. So if it's a enchanted item, doesn't that mean it has a soul in it?
Well, in a way. It's a bit odd to explain.
Yeah, Lorelei's odds were pretty
soul in it, I could tell
decent
what
this
it was trying
time.
to do.
To eat the brooch.
They already ate the soul. The soul's already gone.
The soul in the brooch.
There's a soul in the brooch.
Apparently counts as a
That's
tracker
how
of some
enchanted
sort.
items work.
I've never
This is
really had one. It's an enchanted item, per se. I can't honestly tell you.
The problem is, this would be good to keep around, and if I'm questioned, it'd be nice to have on hand.
I'm a bit
I'm not gonna
agitated.
eat I'm not gonna eat metal.
I'm
I
alright.
mean, eat the soul.
Certainly not agitated with you,
the tracker
my
part.
friend.
The enchantment is still
Hypothetically
I'd be agitated too if someone stabbed me in the back like 4 times.
You did get stabbed in the back, and the front, and the abdomen.
But specifically not killing the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Good thing I don't need to breathe.
This brooch is going to be very useful. If we can use it, we can trick the Dark Lord, we can play his game.
I think
we can
I'm
fuck around with
just
people, and
scolding
if it's still
myself,
working,
rather.
In case they do check if I go
Let
undercover,
myself get soft finding a new
enhance the
party.
alibi even more. However, I don't really want to take it to where
I
we're
was
going,
promptly
for obvious
disappointed the other
reasons.
day, so I would like to
So,
avoid that situation going
assuming
forward.
You're not listening, you little brooch motherfucker. I'd like to try and attach this to an animal. If any of us are pretty good with animals, I'd like to attach one to one. Go do our little thing, and then when we leave, be able to come grab it again, take it with us. Throw it onto another one, sort of thing. We've got Revna, she's a druid, right? Animals love her ass or something, right?
I don't think it's quite like that.
No, there it works. Don't fucking touch magic. If not,
I would have no idea.
I could try fucking catching a bird, maybe. Not heavy.
I mean, did we ever consider the fact that that brooch could just be used to receive information about us? Like a person detractor.
We don't quite know what it does. It's doing something, receiving some kind of mana, but
But then we should
I'm not
probably
certain if
just
I can
break
find
it.
a deeper meaning of what it is.
The
He wants to try
reason
to
why
save it.
he's...
For possible
In case he...
espionage.
Yes, in case he wants to go...
It takes us somewhere. I don't fucking know that. No one explained it to me. I don't know how this
In
magic
case he
shit
wants to
works.
use the armor and such to be able to go undercover as said assassin, which, I'll be honest, it's not a bad idea.
I feel like they already know he's dead.
At best. But fine, we'll play your game. Right. I need mana in the brooch. Shut up. I'm doing your thing, right? I'm doing what you're telling me to. Apparently it...
Speaking with the book,
fucking-
alright.
it's not
Books
what we
normally
think it is.
talk to
Apparently
people.
it's meant to lead us somewhere.
No.
But can't
I
we?
didn't think so. That otherwise, that the room would be really
And
loud.
I've got so little it would make a child laugh, so
Yeah.
here's willing to hand over a little bit.
I got no souls in me. I'm not
Shut the
burning
fuck
mine
up.
for
I
it.
will use you as toilet paper if you keep speaking.
Talking book, understood, okay.
School, so.
Right? God, you are so
fussy today. Useless. If it wasn't for me, I think a lot of us would be far more nearly dead from this fucking.
Try not to follow her.
How long has
A
he
bit
had
full of
this?
himself, isn't he?
He's back. Since we've known him, he has his secrets. If you wish to know the greater details of
I think we're all full of ourselves. If we were full of other people, that'd be weird.
I'm not expecting one, just the first I've heard him talking to it, so.
He doesn't exactly like the book.
I like my inside bits. I don't want them on the outside.
That is
No,
all.
do I.
Do you need clean up?
No, I'm fine. I transferred mana.
Not you.
Hurt me physically, just left me.
You can?
benign. Oh, you meant
That is a stupid question. Yeah.
my bad. Yeah, probably referring to the bloody one, huh?
Yeah. Alright. Taken. Relatively clean, all things considered. I mean, it doesn't smell bad.
Can't always dote on you, Thiago.
Yeah, understood. That
Question earlier.
that does help you. Okay, good.
Technically,
Alright.
people inside of enchanted weaponry.
No.
It's
Oh.
not the same.
What's the cost for spell?
Enchantments that work.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
A polyborn one. God forbid entirely behind that. I take its wills, and I forge it inside an object. I technically make that object a living thing. A living thing with one purpose, the cast of one spell. That is
On
why
the bright side, at least our new friends didn't backstab us yet.
I'm not the one casting it.
There's still time. But they could be useful until they decide they'd like to do
I'm
that.
aware. Exactly.
Though of course, because
Some of us could be playing the long game.
personality. It's hardly a person, only the most literal.
Not a surprise with it, if anything.
Are you playing the long game?
Try to absorb it.
No. I wish I was that clever.
Okay, cool.
Remember being
I don't think I'm playing the long game.
I don't
But I
think
don't
so.
have anything to backstab people, so like...
You're free to give it a try.
I mean, you have your claws. The claws, technically. Are those sharp?
They're made of the blood.
Yeah, it helped me give me some more knowledge on what exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
In general.
Sure.
About how many times can you heal people before you're typically out of mana, or cannot backlash any further?
Aside from that, only those high
It's at least either if I'm out of mana or by backlash further, assuming my body isn't constantly in pain from having to heal the wounds.
I used to.
Because for the most part, at least today, lots of abdomens.
So what's your average?
baseline knowledge of most
So that I know for the future.
I want to say 6, and that is only with the first spell. My other one, which is at least able to do more severe ones and cure diseases, is a lot more severe. So 6, or if not, or 6 can maybe at least handle 8.
Noted.
Hmm. I'm always wanting to do what I can, but there's always limits.
Through her knowledge,
Mine varies a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, you're using blood, right?
I don't even remember who taught me. Must have been someone really smart.
Yeah. That is...
Yeah.
Soul magic isn't one that was.
Yeah, I know it's magic. Yeah.
Studying soul magic itself is quite the feat. Many people dip into it for their schools, like myself.
For wounds like that, I can do 5 or 6. If they're smaller cuts, I can do a lot more. If they're bigger cuts, I can do a lot less.
Reforge them to become
There's less that need to be put into it.
Long enough to learn everything.
It's understandable.
The depths of soul magic, broadly, is not something that one with a typical lifespan could hope to even get the beginning foundations of. The fact that I've learned my little part of soul magic and enchanting is quite...
Plus, it doesn't usually help on things like burns and such, because those are usually pretty
Not that I'm the best
already.
judge of that.
Cauterized and at least out of the realm of, I suppose, at least just, oh, it's something that involves bleeding that can be mended.
Probably not if we
Because it's kind of more than that.
It also depends on how much I drink that day.
She traveled with lived longer than the human lifespan.
Right.
Can't say how long, but she was far from a mortal.
I'm not a dragonkin.
It's pretty spry. That's about the closest description of you, so.
Fair enough.
You're not? Wait, you're not Dragonkin?
No.
You start telling people details, man.
Huh.
I'm not really here to talk about myself all the time.
Well, considering how long you're traveling with each other, you might as well start telling people bluntly up front what you're about, instead of your
Fair
duties.
enough. The term that one scholar said was chimera.
Good one, Von.
I'm not entirely sure what that entails.
I've heard the term at least been passing once, so interesting.
I have memories of being a dragon, and I have memories of being a human. And none of them make sense to me.
I think I can see why, but good to know. I was just wondering. You don't have to speak further if you do wish to.
Fair enough.
Did any of you see where Ravena ran off to?
She was inside.
Yeah, she was inside. She was inside last time I was in, so might still be inside. Yeah, if anything, it was a good thing that even though I was the one that got stabbed in the back while we were out there, it was still a good thing that we at least made sure we weren't alone on that, because that would have been very bad.
I mean, if you still want to take like a walk, I can go with you.
It's alright. We don't know if there will be more. It'll be best to stay close to everyone else for now.
Yeah, getting stabbed in the back is kind of a mood killer for a walk.
You can say that again.
For a walk?
Getting stabbed is kind of a mood killer, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially by that guy. Everyone's like, oh, look at his dagger. It was a fucking sword. It was like this long.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look, oh, I'm going to hold my breath for about a minute or so, show up, stick this long sword through you, and then go back in again. It's fucking horrible. And I'm not even saying that in terms of like getting stabbed, because it's one thing with getting stabbed, it's another thing of trying to heal that multiple times,
December,
and then even having to heal. What?
At
least it's tracking. I don't know. Yeah, either way, yeah, not fun to heal those kind of wounds where it's just too deep. We were actually. He's not moving. I'm going to assume he's not.
You should go check
fucking
on him.
walking alone.
I don't know why that's so
I'll
funny.
check on him. Yeah, I'll check on him.
It looks like a puppy watching the door.
What?
Look at him.
Which one?
The giant beast at the entrance of the tree.
Can I be honest with you?
Always.
The only dogs I've ever seen are those undead wolves.
They're not all like that.
So I was really confused.
It's kind of cute, you know, in a monstrous sort of way.
He's just sitting down.
Yeah. They can see that from here.
Seems like we're well and sorted with the brooch.
That's what he
then.
told me.
It's going to be mighty useful, I dare say.
Agreed.
Did you find anything out more about it?
Turns out it wasn't that the assassins were tracking it. They were using it to track us.
I was
Inside
fucking right.
the tree. Congratulations. A round of applause for you for getting it right. Truly.
Thank you.
Spectacular.
I'm very
You
smart.
don't need to be nice.
Point is, inside there was a beacon of some sort. Not sure when it was placed, if it was placed before or after we arrived. That these little things get a surge of mana in when they're nearby. So the idea is I will hold on to this, hold on to the armor until we can find a blacksmith that can...
Her tolerance for people right now is like 0. She's so butthurt about the other day.
Not only can we use this as a way for me to get into certain places, maybe bring a few others with me as new trainees, and that will make up some bullshit as we go. More importantly, we can look for areas where people that have gained the Dark Lord's ire and are considered threats enough for assassins to be sent. We can go help, possibly gain a new ally.
Recruiting.
Certainly a possibility.
Something that could work.
Whatever.
I'd very much like to find a slightly bigger assassin around here if I can, though. You know, to get some armor for the big guy. He'd blend in easier.
Another brooch would do.
I mean, that assassin was about his size.
Too slim, though. Oh, and I'm breaking the damn thing.
Jakes, come here.
That was at the blood thing. You wanna fucking...
Yeah, I'll come. Yeah.
My thanks. There's a very, very useful ability.
If only it helped me.
Right then, any wounds amongst us? Imagining we're all sitting here just fine.
I got stabbed 4 times.
You did heal yourself back, right?
They're clotted.
Yeah, okay.
I think we're fine.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know I'm playing hero.
If there was anyone playing hero, I would give them a good scolding, so...
He's got the new lantern.
How do you know it's new?
Because it's shaped different than the other one.
You remember that?
Yeah. Don't you?
Congratulations on your new lantern. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
It's his mini son.
Like he can do much else, to be honest, so... Oh, you got a grunt from him.
Oh, yay.
I was going to say, is he not much of a talkative type?
Nah, he's not spoken since I've known him.
He does hum, though. Quite a nice tune.
Good to hear.
Oh, well. Doesn't really matter what he hums or if he speaks or not. He's a bloody good fighter and a mighty good shield as well, so...
Hey, did that assassin have any clothes on underneath the armor?
Very good question.
Shit, him like undercloth. Do you want some? I thought this was a fashion statement for
We
me.
could... I don't own any clothes.
Yeah. he could
so
do
many
with
corpses, you could fucking yeah, the cloth. You know what? Fuck it, just hand it over to him at this point. Yeah.
If you guys need to use it, you can have it. But I mean,
No, it's fine.
between the last guy and this guy, I could probably have enough for an outfit.
Need to find someone to sew it together.
I've seen not enough of
Something
Big Man.
is like
I would like to
stitches
know what's
too.
under that hood.
Maybe I am not the right. You're not. I'm not the person you should be asking. I'm going to be honest.
I mean, yeah, sewing and stitches are similar things, but it's more fashioning an outfit that's the issue.
Pretty much.
Just because I wear this shit doesn't mean I could make any of it, you know? I got the hood, maybe a push.
We'll figure something out, Asta.
I think I've vaguely seen pieces of him, but I don't know why I think that. Like, I kind of remember, but I'm not sure if it was like a dream or not. I wasn't listening, I'm so sorry.
That is...
Sewing clothes.
Oh, yes. Yes. I know a bit, but nothing advanced.
No, sewing aside,
I can start working on it.
my head feels like it is losing power, so I'm going to go inside.
Oh my god, you're running out of mana, don't die.
Alright.
What?
What?
Why are you staring at me?
I just checking in. I'm sorry. I'll look this way, I guess.
Don't make me feel bad.
I wasn't trying to. I'm sorry.
God, look what you've done to the man. Broken his heart.
I apologize. I didn't mean anything.
I have a heart.
You do?
He's an undead man. It's already fragile enough as is, and look what you've done.
You really, both of you, just going to gang up on
got
it.
stabbed in the heart. That was pretty wild today.
Actually has one.
We all have one.
Well, yeah, I have
They just don't work,
I was
right?
born with it.
Oh, crap.
Does it work? Does it beat?
No.
Silence is not really. There it is.
Right.
I had to check.
So what was that magic you were using? Like, I know I was saying stuff before, but you shot like... I don't even know what that was.
Colors.
It was color.
Soul Flame, man.
Oh. I see.
In some rather unfortunate news, the button on my tracker is getting stuck.
Each their
This
own.
is the second day in a row
Each their
now.
own.
I have a question. Why are your fingers so long?
Actually, no, you're making a great point. I mean, I was gonna ask why they were floating.
Those are claws, but like, look at those things. Do that again. Do it again.
As you say, style, man.
They're fucking massive.
Well, beauty is pain. Suppose you fucking stretched your fingers beyond belief for the sense of style, but walks to the look.
You could say that, man.
close enough on that.
What you did earlier, you fed on his soul, did you?
What was left of it?
Yeah, like 3 people tried to steal that man's soul. I don't know which one
Yeah,
you got
no,
it.
it's concerning how.
Well, some of us needed to live. Some need it for their own reasons, and you are aware the afterlife is the worst thing. Worse than here, right? Like it's the worst place to go.
I wouldn't know, I've never died.
Nah.
More than you know, Mon. More than you know.
Also, it's actually a pretty nice place generally, as long as you're a good person.
No, the tales go that apparently the afterlife is eternal torment and suffering no matter what you do. There's a lot of scumbags in this world now. No promise of a paradise after you die.
There was one
Just
where it was a
suffering.
nice tale. A nice tale of green pastures where you could rest.
Maybe it's a good thing.
After the Dark Lord came to rise, he even corrupted that by the sounds of it. Eternal torture to everything, even after your death.
It's not the stories I was told.
Then you must be told the very old stories.
I mean, of course they're old, that's how they're accurate.
I
I don't think some guy
Hello
angry over his
again.
wife is affecting the heavens.
He is. Unfortunately, he is.
I wouldn't. I think you got a lot to learn. Do you know, there's an assassin's guild out there. The name slips my mind, but they are in such firm belief of how bad the afterlife is that when they go to kill people and they get a hit, they make the death as painful, as insufferable as possible. The absolute worst torture. They kidnap them in the dead of night, torture them for weeks on end, make it slow.
They did that in sync. Are you the only 2 in here?
Yes.
As far as I know, unless there's some stealthy killer lurking in the shadows.
I just came in to check on you. No. Sorry.
Have you fed?
Not today. I have my own though. I did not need to cast.
I still have the one from before, the stolen hostage situation.
Right.
It's there for whenever you need it. Might be good preservation if you either take your own or none. Take your pick. I don't know.
Understood. Fine.
How long does blood last within a concealed container?
Not too terribly long, I imagine. I find in most cases a couple of days before it goes around it. Can be preserved longer with proper treatment.
It's going to be dry, that's all it is. So, I suppose this is the full 25 hours of how fresh the blood is.
I'll come get it. It's not as fresh as what I have in my pocket.
Can you bring it back this time?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lorelei, will you have a moment if you feel you are in a position to speak? I would like to... I'll make it brief, but I would like to speak to you since...
I have time.
I suppose I could do that.
Please, carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I do think I told you just about everything, so...
If it was as simple as that, what us mortals could comprehend, then it would have been already ruined, tarnished. Exactly. That is the power that hatred could hold, does it not?
What do we believe happens when you die? Any belief you wish to share with us?
What a nice uplifting conversation after facing death, huh?
Oh, and we have one of his servants try and confirm or deny anything, or he's just going to be quiet.
He likes to speak in riddles. I imagine somebody asks, he'd probably just say something all polite like.
Of course.
Time and place for everything, Mon.
My bad. Can't really say I know it's happened. As someone who manipulates souls, things interpretation of what happens when the body is out. Nothing happens to it. Mended as a weapon.
Puts my mind at ease. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. Drinking more sentient creatures always leaves me wanting more, and yet leaving me the most satisfied, the most clear-headed. I suppose that's why it's so dangerous. I will always be stronger if I drink from something sentient. The fresher the better. But there's still a heartbeat. In comparison to rabbits, even drinking from the jugular, still oozing warmth.
Seldom me speaking, he wants to think that there's at least somewhere nice to go.
It is simply different.
So I tend to write. I was usually told in Valhalla.
It always feels as though it's never enough.
Like when you die, you just get tortured for it.
I always feel like I am still hungry.
Stupid way to run things.
That I am statistically satisfied, but the thirst remains. Like a craving I can't get enough of.
Life is like the trial, where you determine if you're right or wrong, you win or lose. And when you die, that's when the judgment happens, and you get to the ending. I think it's as simple as that.
There's a practitioner, there's ascended ones, and there's a spirit.
Any reason that you're hiding here? Not used to people in this group sitting by themselves.
Not in particular. Just existing, I suppose.
And I assume you don't wish to join the conversation over there.
I find that most of the conversations that happen are rather dreary. I think there's plenty
And
of
what
that
conversations would you rather?
Have you given your say?
I don't know.
I imagine you have
Something more interpersonal. But I doubt that you're the type to share. You have plenty of secrets, I've seen them.
Oh, you've seen them? If that's the case, then I don't think that there's many.
The common populace believes, and
You said that you wanted to go on a walk. Would you rather that so if we do go into those, it's not spouted about to have the group? Pardon?
Perhaps at some point.
Apologies.
Considering this man uses soul fire, I'm sure there are great fires of green and purples and engulfing people, torturing them for all
Do you know where the
eternity to
river
make them
is?
lose their minds.
No, personally, I don't.
Those that come back from the undead, if they're not revived quickly, lose themselves. They are a fragment of what they once were. Mad in their mind, they attack and they're violent. At a moment's notice, they don't know
As
friend
always.
from foe. From living, from
I'll be right back. I have a
unmoving
feeling
object.
it's over there.
They just attack.
Wouldn't doubt it. That's the only area that I haven't been.
I believe that
You can
once
sense
die,
rivers.
you go to the afterlife
Impressive.
and you suffer.
Incredible,
no, I can't.
actually.
I'm just making an educated guess. Actually, it's just a guess, not even an educated one.
You've already lost that at that point, and who knows what you do.
I spent some time that direction, and I didn't see one. No, it could just be my powers of observation failing me. That's entirely possible too. I'm going to shut up and we get check the river.
Alright. Come on.
Right. I need things
Walk rather than just sit around in front of a door.
been killing people for money for about 10 years, give or take at this point, so
On top of that, at least if someone takes a walk, it's not going to be met with them dying mysteriously in the woods by themselves. I hope they are not going to do that. No, you don't seem like the type to do that.
Die mysteriously in the woods by myself.
No, to try and kill me.
Oh.
Mysteriously in the woods by myself, of course.
No, I have no interest. You're more useful alive. Not that I think I could take you in the first place.
Oh, of course. You don't need to stroke my ego in that.
Well, it's true. I mean, you don't even take damage from what I can see.
I can. It's just... try not to show it that much.
And how do you manage that? Do you have your mask on?
I already told you.
Do you have your mask on? Is it off?
How
to see your face?
This in a way that's not terrifying. Are you aware of how runic magic works? Embedding it to someone's skin.
Yes, actually, it's similar to blood magic.
I have a similar situation to that. 300 years ago, whenever everything began, I now have runes etched into my person to keep my youth of sorts.
Your youth.
Not my will.
Someone put them there.
Father wanted that. He wanted it to be normal whenever her mother returned.
Where are they?
All across the body. I make sure to wear long sleeves for them.
That's fair. Less people ask questions when they're hidden. Suppose I can relate.
Once for a conversational piece. Like you said, interpersonal. At least let me hear an example of it rather than just pondering that much.
Sure. I suppose I've always been curious what your motives are.
I believe I thought that I told you all then. Very simple. make sure to bring my father down, and after that, figure out the world, make it better, however we see fit.
Yes, but why? Isn't it more beneficial to you if you were to just join up with him? He is winning. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, it would be, but that would be the easy way as well. And I unfortunately never like it easy. The more deep way is that I believe that my father actually has lost his mind. His delusions of my mother. The real goal is never going to be obtained, so might as well cut him short before he tries to go forward.
So you would say it's for his sake that you do this, not your own?
No. To hell to his sake. His sake would be actually continuing to burn the world and make sure to fight down the Ascendeds and make sure that they don't live.
Yes, but you say he's losing his mind slowly. That is not an image of him that you would like to see, I take it?
It's something that he always had. I don't care for what... Believe it a mercy if you must. I believe it is a necessary cause for anyone else in the world.
That in and of itself could be viewed as a mercy.
Indeed, and I don't want to make sure that I don't want to be seen as some individual with that much empathy towards a man that's killed everything and anyone that's dared to step 10 feet in front of him.
Not even if he was your father.
He lost that title long ago. The most I use it is just for that entitlement that comes with it.
And why stick it out with a party that threatens you so often?
The best choice.
Is it?
You are the one group that has killed a Dark Paladin. An impossible task. Sure, it was briefly replaced after. But it's still a chance, rather than a shot in the dark with nothing. It's the only group that I've been hearing that hasn't been shot down and murdered and flayed within the week.
So if there were ever to be a group to get close to the Dark Lord, it would be this one.
My personal thought exactly.
Well, good. Then at least we're both in the right place.
And I believe that's only fair for me to ask the same question back to you.
You brat!
Why are you here, if it's going to be so risky?
Well, I'm not really interested in slaying the Dark Lord. I'm looking for someone.
Oh, is that so?
Some bastard decided to up and leave. My sire. I can only assume he went looking for the Dark Lord himself.
Oh. Is that so?
Unfortunately.
How curious.
The question remains, though, whether or not it was to rejoin his ranks, or die to them.
Oh, so your plan is, once you find him, probably join his ranks once more?
I'd like to kill him. Be free of him.
Oh. Good.
Why
are
nervous? God damn it.
In that mood, I don't doubt a few people here would have just joined him instead, so...
It is easier, as I said, but it makes no difference. He doesn't really seem that nice, so I'll pass.
Oh, no, not at all. Miserable. Miserable, really.
There's plenty of that here. I can't imagine how bad it is there.
Honestly, the main difference is that as long as he's not in the room, a lot of people tend to enjoy themselves. It's just the moment that he enters, it's the air of melancholy. You're not able to enjoy yourself, you're not able to even talk, more times than not. His war council at that is just miserable unto itself.
He's got such a large name, it's easy to forget sometimes that he's just some evil tyrant with a following in a place.
Exactly.
Just like any other king.
It's just a strange perspective. Especially with how long he, as an individual, ruled.
Right. Well, I appreciate your insight. It's easier to grasp when you've got a more realistic understanding than some evil overlord.
Of course. I'm always willing to elaborate if people just talk.
Yes, so I've come
Just
to learn.
don't expect me to spill my guts all that much. They've already been spilled more than enough.
Fair. Just, don't know. I think it's rather unfair, the way they treat you. Though, I get it.
Oh.
I get the weariness. I
As I
understand where
said,
they're coming from.
I more than thank them for actually being careful about it. If they just let me in, I feel like they would have just died. I just wish that they held everyone else to the same pretenses.
Right. Unless we find ourselves in this mess again.
Indeed.
Sometimes I wish these paths were longer. You know, for a large forest shrouded in fog, there are surprisingly little places to go.
Have you trekked down this valley?
I've not. I've only seen Asta jump down it.
Oh, really? And he's still alive, so that says that wonderful things about it.
And you and the angel seem to get along rather well. Thought that was surprising.
It surprises me just as much. She has a similar mindset to I.
And what might that be?
I can't phrase it properly, but she... Whenever you try to get rid of something, she does the same as I, if that makes sense. She... A few other things in common as such, and... she's just easier to talk to than most. Maybe it's because she's far too trusting, but... She's nice company at that.
Understood. I'll try to find some time to speak to her. She's a bit difficult to get a hold of. And bright.
Such. Oh, terribly bright.
Could I get your opinions about the Lich King?
He's a disappointment. I always remembered him whenever I was younger, wanting to find my equivalent to him whenever I wanted to fight. Because I watched my father fight him in the past whenever he invaded here. I made sure that there were no interferences with that battle. And then I failed because of that damned mage and the blacksmith that came with him. And here they appear 200 years, 300 years in the future.
The one from the huts the other day?
No.
Which?
It's a mage with white hair. A bit spikier. He's now a dark paladin, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes, he's rather soft. I get the impression that Zeno doesn't like him very much either.
May I remember who Zeno is?
The new
I don't know
healer.
any much names. I cannot blame anyone for not liking him. He's, as I said, just disappointing. I expected a grand mage that would be able to actually fight. Instead, I hear someone that wants to give every life a second chance. Someone that has identified himself and made sure that he was molded by death. Hating death. Disgustingly hypocritical.
Indeed. Sometimes I wonder if it's truly what he feels, or if he's telling people what they want to hear, thinking that'll improve their impression of him.
I think it might be the latter, unfortunately. Either that or he's too delusional to actually realize anything else.
Maybe. Definitely the softest Lich King. Let alone the only Lich King I've ever met. So then, you want to do what when we get rid of the Dark Lord? Where will you go?
I haven't thought that far.
Oh, why not? That's the most fun part. Why do we do any of this?
Oh, really? If anything, at the moment all I really can think of is... his war council will throw a fit, and so as long with his followers, if there's not a proper heir. I plan to take the throne and try and do as I see fit from what I experience out here. Leave it up to chance, to some extent. Either I improve it, or let it continue to burn. Only time will tell.
I do wonder what there will be left to save at the end of all of it.
I doubt that there'll be anything to actually save in the first place. It's mostly rebuilding past that point.
Right.
Something that Jackseth doesn't seem to understand either.
No.
He's still... thousands are born, tens of thousands are killed, tens of thousands are born. I don't think he understands how the world actually works in that regard. Says the assassin, and thinking that it's actually hopeful as that.
Well, perhaps it's exactly because he is an assassin that he doesn't get it.
Perhaps. And asked you whenever you're free from your sire.
To be seen. I suppose maybe go home. Clean up the mess he made. Rebuild, as you said. Invite those who don't have a home any longer.
Oh, so charitable in that.
It's for selfish reasons, I assure you. Perhaps I just don't want to be alone.
As I said, whenever there's rebuilding, there's always going to need others at the side, and I doubt that many people here would be welcome back to wherever they hailed from.
No.
If there's anything left in Prior Law, you certainly do have an invitation if we succeed.
Oh. Thank you.
But of course. You're one of the few people that actually like to speak here, rather than speak to or speak down.
I try. Though I will admit my opinion of our party has soured as of yesterday. Seems I am a creature to be put on a leash.
Oh, is that why that occurred?
Indeed.
Ugh.
It's fine. I am very likely being overly sensitive, and in a situation where the world is at stake, I should just set aside my differences.
Differences is what make us us. Us. Putting them aside would just make us lose our minds.
Suppose you're right. I play nice because it gets me places. It's not to say I don't enjoy the company of some of you. But it would certainly make traveling harder if I didn't try to make friends. But you have to. And I'm sure you would understand that much. You have to play nice, or you get stabbed.
You have to find all the good sides. And unfortunately, those like a hedgehog don't seem to fully accept that.
Hudson?
Yes.
He's a bit rough.
Yes, in the worst ways. He doesn't seem to understand much beyond fighting and eating.
No. And is glued to the other one's hip. If she goes missing, he goes off the wall. It's interesting. And I wonder who will hurt who first.
I think we already have the answer to that if we're going to be asking those hypotheticals.
You want to place bets?
Oh, do you now? I'm more than willing.
I think she'll be the one. Honestly.
The one hurt or the one doing the hurting?
She will hurt him.
I was the opposite, so I feel like we have a mutual bet there.
Then we'll see who wins.
Oh, of course. Both of them never talk either about anything, so we'll also have to pry into that some other time.
Another game to play.
When isn't it a game?
Fair enough.
Considering this all a game makes it easier to consume of sorts. Just breaks it down into smaller bite-sized pieces.
Appropriate
It's something
analogy.
I had to learn. It's something that my father taught me very early into the project, that as he called it. He framed it as a game whenever I was younger.
Perhaps that is something to attribute to his success then.
Perhaps.
I'm going to look for Raven.
Of course. I'll probably be going out soon. I have a voice trying to talk to me every now and then, and anytime I ignore it, it's always annoying.
That's another question. You do talk to yourself quite a bit. In the horns. What's all that about?
A pact of sorts. Something simple as the sorts, trying to make sure that they even out the playing field. There's a few other secrets of the sorts that I have personally tied to myself. A lot of knowledge, a lot of locations, a lot of people, a lot of entities. The pact that I speak of in particular was one of intelligence for me. Have you ever heard the theory that magic of other planes could be dragged into other ones?
Sure.
That's one of the key aspects of that. I was theorizing it whenever I was younger. I think it was 100 years ago. And thought that was a worthwhile investment. So now I have the fires of the demon realm on my side.
Interesting.
Of course, it has many downsides, but those downsides are far and few in between, beyond him badgering on.
They must be useful enough for you to still have them, or want to use them.
Indeed.
Impressive, I suppose.
My thanks.
This is not me stroking your ego.
Oh, of course.
Though I do find that flattery gets me rather far.
Oh, it does. Don't get me wrong.
Like a solo walk in the woods.
And both of us returned unstabbed in the back. A
Indeed.
wonderful miracle, if I do.
You better not be evil, I swear to God.
Thank you for the talk. I needed it.
You as well. Rest easy, I'll probably be retiring in a moment.
Very well.
Any signs of anything while we were gone?
Have you seen Raven?
No, I went looking for animals and I didn't see anything that would stay close.
I know she's over there.
I think they went with the ego.
If it's more assassins, they probably would have been sent at the same time.
Alright.
So
I went to look for people and I did like a loop around through the woods and stuff. And it's dark.
Yes. And full of...
It's hard to find anyone.
Plants. Indeed.
I'm also, I think I'm
They might be inside the researching.
I don't think I'm eating souls. I think I'm eating something else because I watched
Have you
everyone
fed?
else do their thing. But none of them went for
I
the
had a vial during the battle.
Curious. I will
Very
figure
well.
that out then.
And I
I'm going
got
to
the
put my
refill.
head in and then go back out.
Good.
Gotcha.
But now I have 2 vials. I don't know what they'll do.
You save them for when you need them.
Mm.
Hey, really weird question. I was told you're good at hunting like small animals to like drain their blood.
Yeah.
Do you think you could bring me the dead animals after, or is that like a really weird thing to ask?
It's not that weird. I don't
Alright,
mind.
I'm going out for a walk. If either of you don't find me
Don't
within
get stabbed.
that inserted long period of time, assume me dead and gone.
I'll check for you, it's okay.
That was depressing.
Good luck.
Some people are just so gloomy like that.
He's not that bad. I just had a great conversation, but whatever. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of a mood killer for if you had a good conversation, you know?
Jeez. Yeah, we can bring you the carcasses.
Honestly, just the heart. I mean, I'm not going to eat like a dead animal. That's weird, but like, it's a magic thing, trust.
It's not weird. People do that.
I don't know. It makes it sound like I'm like a rat. Like
We
a
all
vulture.
eat dead animals.
Yeah, but you do it in a cool way.
I don't think that's cool. But yep. Yes, I will bring you hearts. Why the heart?
It's gonna keep their soul.
I'm trying to figure that out myself, because I
found her.
Good job, Asta.
I was so lost, thank you.
When I saw everyone else was messing with the soul of the person we killed, none of them did anything
My
with
hip
the
did the
heart.
thing again.
And that's where I thought the soul was stored. So I don't even know what I'm eating.
Oh, God.
But it powers my magic. So.
I see.
Eating hearts. How much your magic?
Well, it's something in it. I'm trying to remember what it is. There's a difference, but I don't know. I'm not super into it.
Oh my God.
But if you bring me hearts, I can start producing fire, which I would say is a fair trade. Do you know anything about that?
Not off the top of my head now, but I'm sure there's a reason.
My hip.
There's a lot of blood in hearts. Maybe it's a blood thing.
Son of a bitch.
Do you think I'm supposed to be drinking blood?
I
No.
don't know, man.
I don't think we need more blood drinkers in the in the crew.
Agreed. Anyway. Did you still want to speak?
I'm sure when you have a moment. Moment it is.
We won't go far out of risk of being stabbed in the back.
Stabbed in the back.
I'll try not to.
We'll stay within eyesight at least. Should I steel myself with this conversation?
No, not at all.
Great.
I don't think so, at least.
Oh my God. Better.
You're right.
Okay.
Oh. Right, so, I just wish to give you an apology.
Whatever for?
I believe I have made things difficult for you at times. In fact, I am attempting not to. I perhaps was operating with certain assumptions I think at times that I knew more than I did. And there was a vampire I was very close to, put it that way. And I think I let some of that perhaps get to my head. And of course I've been very candid with certain offerings, which does not make your situation easy. I did not take into consideration where you were with certain things, how you might have viewed that in general, if the thought of feeding on individuals was something that you viewed with disdain or even trying to resist or avoid. And I hadn't thought of that. Part of it's simply where I'm from. Part of it is the proximity with which I operated alongside someone with your condition and my own views and certain things I've espoused and written in the past on the nature of humans and vampires. And in addition to that, I said something the other day, and I regret it. I made a comment, like many of the others, when the man that betrayed us was down, simply that the vampires amongst our number might as well feed. And that in itself is even more inconsiderate towards all of you, honestly. You're people, not props, right? And it's something I have been told before, and I find it frustrating that I would even suggest that as some form of intimidation or otherwise, when I do not view humans and vampires as different. I view them as the same. They are but, as I see it, different stages in the process of life. The two are effectively, as I have always viewed it, a symbiotic relationship of sorts. Our lives otherwise are so short and sometimes meaningless. But when we actually devote ourselves to work, to good things, to knowledge and advancement, all of that can be so easily lost. And vampires, of course, present this mean through which that can continue, that... Oh. Wait a moment. There, that was strange. Vampires present a solution to that, in a way. Just as humans not only allow vampires to continue their existence, or to even be, but that often is where they come to being to even begin with. It's so closely interknit to view one as monster and one as man, when humans are just as capable, if not more capable, of doing terrible acts. It's foolishness. Why do we think of one as a monster when we're out here razing villages to the ground, putting people to the sword over the smallest of things, chasing after ridiculous desires for power like the Dark Lord? So, I just want you to know I don't view you as a monster. That is all, I guess. In my long-winded, rambling sort of way.
Well, that apology I will accept. It didn't come off quite right. I was surprised to hear it from you, not so much the others. Still, I view them all differently now. I let myself get soft. I don't think they even realize what they said. At least you do.
Luckily not.
I don't really understand your views on humans and vampires. I can, however, understand why they would see us as monsters. And I myself feel the same way. I was never upset with you for saving my life. I was more upset at the danger that you put yourself in. I have not avoided you because I am upset. I've avoided you because I have to.
I see. I think it's become apparent. I feel like.
It's only fair that you know, though, rather than me trying to keep it a secret. Especially if it's already obvious.
Perhaps not to everyone. So many have the head up their own arses. And luckily wouldn't even notice.
It checks
doesn't deal with them directly.
Oh, gosh.
Exactly.
Allergies. He means well, I'm sure. Even so, I don't want to view you as my next meal. But I will admit that 90% of the time I do think of that first. I consider you a friend. I'd like to. Probably one of two that I have actually had here.
I do as well. Wouldn't be having this conversation if it was otherwise. No.
I've missed speaking with you. If that's
Likewise.
sappy to say.
No, it's not. I felt like an idiot for thinking it.
I don't know how to make it better. I've never been around other vampires. You clearly have been around those who make this a normal habit. Mine did not. The only one that I'd ever met before coming here, but everyone was a meal.
Curious. I believe there was a time in Estera where the vampire lords in the north, they had a much better relationship with the people before they plunged into madness. But I think in that time, at least as the histories say, and history can't itself be full of lies, but we're the ones that wrote it. There was a more peaceful accord doing such. Of course, there were blood tithes and the sort of thing that did happen sometimes. Though I can say that's the sort of thing I was never directly affected by. The mages in the south are witches and covens and warlocks and the like. Those I count myself among. But we did have vampires in our number from up north. One I was very close to, and she was a good friend. And I do miss her company terribly, and I feel that perhaps at times I very unfairly have projected some of that upon yourself. I feel terribly guilty about it.
Suppose I don't mind. It's, I'd much rather not spend these dreadful years alone. So whether it's because you view me as me or someone else in the moment, I suppose I appreciate the company nonetheless.
I'll happily give it the best conversation around here.
It's the second time I've heard that today. I'm starting to let it go to my head.
You should. Not too much. Actually, sure. You deserve it.
Why? Because I'm moping and you hurt my feelings? Please.
No, not at all. Did I? Did I manage to hurt your feelings?
I am a sensitive prude, perhaps. feel better about it now. You're the only one who gave a shit. At least gave a shit enough to apologize about it. As I said, the others probably don't even realize.
I very quickly realized it, especially given the reactions that it drew. So. Won't happen again. I can say that for me, at least.
I know. I don't doubt that. I don't know how to stop craving you.
I've heard that such a thing can be difficult. Yes. I'm not sure I have an answer. I don't know how she did it. To be fair, she did feed upon me, but that was more than a resource or a meal.
How old was she? Was she born that way?
No, I don't think so. She had opportunities to turn me and never did, which always troubled me. As to why she didn't.
Did you want her to?
No. This will sound terribly strange. I have some of her memories and the like in here. She's no longer around. And she passed on some of that and her magic and other things to me through a shortened, abridged version of a ritual of sorts she was subjected to by our matriarch. The woman in question, the matriarch, that is, attempted to use this as a means to take over her body and her mind, to take what she had learned for herself, to continue on through immortality. Apparently she had been fucking us about for the whole time and take her favourite students, and when they went off on their voyage to spread knowledge, it was actually her just gobbling them up.
Sounds awful.
Caused it to fail. It very much was. With the way things went, that was, keep it short. She was dying. Much in a similar state to yourself down in those caves. I tried to save her and I failed. And instead of letting me do what I felt needed to be done, she forced the ritual upon me. And I think it was to try and pass some knowledge she had gleaned from it all on, but I didn't know if it worked. And she died. And I could have saved her. I'm certain of it. I think. And it's strange, because I can look at those memories and I know there were times she wanted to turn me. She'd considered it. And she didn't. And I don't have an answer to the why, still. And it bugs me, it vexes me.
Did she never ask you your opinions?
She did. I gave them, my stances on such things. She read the papers I written before she ever arrived, actually. Laughed. She found them quite entertaining. But no, she never. No, so why? She did ask. She did ask if I would consider it. If I'd be interested. I thought that was an offer. You know, I took it into deliberation and pondered upon it for days. And I sort of came back to her with, when the time is right, yes, I would accept such a thing. When I feel I have accomplished enough, I've done enough, then yes. And she sort of laughed at that. It's like, there's no reason you can't just accomplish those things if that, you know, your mortality will no longer a concern. It never really came up again after that. I don't know. She was a couple 100 years old, I guess. I know she was lonely. She talked about it. Kept to herself mostly when she arrived at the estate. Which is why I lost my leg, actually. Indirectly. No fault of hers.
Was she a lover?
The things... In time, yes. She was.
I'm sorry.
It's can't be helped. Thank you for your considerations.
I shouldn't have asked that so boldly.
That's why I think it's very unfair that in the moment you were dying, I think I projected some of my past experiences on that, and I felt I had that. And I feel it was unfair towards yourself. Not that I save you, but it's like I was reliving a moment. It's not the same, we're friends. But still, it felt like I was back then. And it troubled me. And I had to do something. Sorry I gave you that scar.
I don't even notice it. Can't even see it. In fact, I barely knew it was there.
There I go reminding you. Good job.
Maybe it makes me look tougher.
It does. Honestly, I think it does.
I pay no
I mean,
mind.
not many people get their throats slit and walk away from it.
That's right. You're right. Rather impressive.
Very much so.
If only I could excel at other things.
I feel that way myself often.
Was going to apologize to you myself, actually. I knew that avoiding you the way that I was no way to treat you, and not fair for you to not maybe know why it was. And I'd picked this piece of lavender like 2 days ago, and it died in my pocket, and it's been shriveling up in there ever since, and I was going to give it to you, and now I think it's just a bunch of crumbles of leaves, and I was going to say something cheesy, and maybe everything would be fine, and then I realized it really wouldn't change anything. But I am sorry.
Accept it. I still would have accepted the gift too. It's the thought that counts.
Maybe I still have a few dried leaves in my pocket.
I'm not good with flowers anyhow. Would have ended up that way anyhow. I imagine.
That's alright. I've worked out a temporary fix. Fix is a strong word. With your drought. He thinks rather than receiving it directly from you, having it be given to me by him would help disassociate the flavor. I realize that's very bold of me to say. I think I'm going to ask him in time to... I don't know how he eats monsters so well, but maybe it's worth a shot.
It's absolutely wretched. He is a foul specimen in that regard. He has incredible amounts of wisdom and experience, certain, but the way he goes on about the putridness of... I guess we all have a taste, but that's...
It's okay. I wish he wouldn't, but I am impressed for what it's worth.
Maybe if you stomach something awful long enough, you start to appreciate it.
Maybe.
Asta does have a fondness for rats.
I think it's because he's too afraid to drink anything else. He drank some of the wyvern a couple of days ago, and it entirely changed him. He started remembering things, something about the kings, the four lords.
Curious.
When he was attacked today, he was too afraid to drink the rabbit's blood, because he was almost certain it was going to change him again.
Does he not remember what happens in those cases, or...?
I can't be certain.
That's certainly a concern. How different was he?
He spoke like a noble. He had memories of times long past, centuries ago, about the Blood Garden and the full vampire lords and the king.
Oh.
He was coherent and literate and not like this confused man that we have.
That's terribly different.
I wish we could see it again. With your insight that you clearly have, maybe you might be able to garner something.
Perhaps. It could be done in a more controlled situation, I guess. We certainly don't want that happening, I guess, in the middle of battle when we have assassins springing up on us or anything of the sort.
Right. That bastard.
Did you get some good stabs in on him?
Several.
Good. Thank you.
And if you could lay off and not send any more, that would be ideal.
Not I would. Thank you, though, by the way. For your considerations and the good company conversation. I honestly missed it quite a bit. So.
Likewise.
Glad to hear.
We'll figure it out. Well, it's not really your problem, it's mine, but I'll figure it out.
Well, I guess indirectly, or maybe even directly, in a way, it sort of is. Kind of made it myself too, so.
You were trying to help.
So I cause a lot of my problems.
Still. It's an unfortunate circumstance for you, and I'm sorry for that.
Could be a lot worse, and you'll sort it out. I have faith.
Die trying.
And, don't think that I'll ever consider you different because of such urges or whatever.
I would understand the hesitation.
I won't. It's fine.
I hope it never comes to that.
Of course.
I have my friend, but at what cost?